Hi everybody, welcome back to DiFebo's Market. Today it's Wednesday again, so we're going to be doing some coconut macaroons today for you. Really quick and easy recipe for you to make, especially with Easter coming up. It's going to be a real good one here for you. So what I started with was 2 egg whites. Preferably room temp, it's going to be your best for you. We're going to start by whipping them to medium peaks. I got them just to about a soft peak here right now, so I'm going to finish this up and I'll show you what those will look like. And we're going to set those aside once we're done. Like I said, I whipped these for about 7 minutes just to get that to a nice soft to medium peak. So you can kind of see here, it's just kind of holding its shape in the bowl, but it's not so stiff where it's not still kind of soft and loose. We're going to set this aside, and in a separate bowl, I've got 1 bag of a 14-ounce sweetened shredded coconut. You can get this right from the grocery store. Typically they are going to come in that 14 ounce, so you'll just need 1 bag, and make sure it's the sweetened. And we're going to pour that into a bowl. Make sure your bowl is nice and large because you are going to mix everything together. And I also have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Really good to always have good vanilla extract. That's really going to make a difference for you. So that's going to go right in that bowl. And then I also have 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk. Really important that you use sweetened condensed milk, not evaporated milk. There is a difference. This is going to give that rich flavor. It's also going to thicken that macaroon. And that's going to go right in with our coconut and that vanilla. And we're just going to give that a nice stir, making sure everything's going to get combined here. And these are actually really fun, like I said, for Easter. If you wanted to get creative, you could always dye your coconut to be different colors. Those pastel colors, again, for Easter time.
Green, St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day, yep, absolutely. So just give that a mix just until everything's combined. And it's gonna be almost like a paste. It's very well combined there for you. What can I help you with? No, I'm not Lisa. And then we're going to take those egg whites. And I forgot to mention, I do have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt included with these egg whites as well. We're actually going to fold the egg white mixture into our coconut mixture. And folding is very simple. Anytime a recipe calls for you to fold in an ingredient, you're going to start in the center, cut your ingredients, and fold. And then shift your bowl, do the same thing. Cut your ingredients down the center and fold it over. What you want to do, this technique is actually keeping the air incorporated into those egg whites so your macaroons are light and fluffy. Same thing with any other recipe that calls for that. You don't want to deflate your egg whites, and that's what the folding technique is going to do. So we're just going to continue to do that until they are completely incorporated into our coconut mixture. And these are all the ingredients. So again, it's very simple. You probably already have a lot of these ingredients maybe in your pantry already. And they kind of are a little fancy when you say a macaroon. So again, it takes you no time at all. And that's what you should have once you've incorporated those egg whites into your coconut mixture. And now we're going to take just a sheet pan with some parchment paper. I've got about a 1-inch scoop, ice cream scoop. You can do 2 spoons, you can do this by hand, whatever you have. Just get a nice flat scoop there and right on your parchment. And we're going to just bake these in your oven, 325. Again, like I've said before, just make sure you watch your oven. My oven might be different than yours, might run a little hot, might run a little cooler. So 325, starting in about 20 minutes. Again, you're gonna wanna make sure they're nice and golden brown. And if they need a little more time, let them in for a little more time. If they're done in 15, pull them in 15. Like I said, you just wanna make sure that they're nice and golden brown and just a little spongy on top. Then they're done. Because they'll continue to bake as they sit once you actually pull them out of the oven. And that way you don't over bake.
And so what was the ratio of ingredients again?
Yeah, so we've got 14 ounces of shredded sweetened coconut. We have 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk, half a teaspoon of our vanilla extract, and then a quarter teaspoon of salt, and 2 egg whites as well. And the egg whites should be room temperature. Alright, and then once you've got your tray lined, you can see this made, roughly a dozen or so. Depending on how large you make them, again, it would be either more time in that oven or less time in that oven. But you're gonna pop these in that oven, and I've got some already made here for you. And I've actually gone a step further and dipped the bottoms into chocolate. So this is what you should have when you're done. Like we talked about, that nice color on top, nice little sponge. And then once you break that open, it's gonna be really nice and fluffy on the inside. Again, because we folded those egg whites in and we kept that air incorporated. We got all that nice coconut goodness in here. And what's really nice too is you can put these in a nice little cellophane bag for parties. They're really pretty, like I said, for Easter, St. Patty's Day coming up. But that's as simple as a macaroon is. I mean, it sounds fancy, but it takes no time at all. Thanks so much for joining us here again at the market on Wednesday. Join us next week again, 1 o'clock. We hope to see you. Thank you. Bye-bye.